Hello, everyone. It is a moment of wonder written by Murphy, and I want to know if you're watching. If you're watching, please put something in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments or say I'm watching live so I know you're there. Or if not, if you're watching later, put replay. I want to know that you're here. So it is late, and I meant to do this earlier, but I didn't. So here you are. You're getting some whoops, sunset lighting. If I don't knock this camera off, see, that is the sky trying to have a sunset. And this is me tilting the camera so we don't get skull face or just shadow here. This is my backyard. I love my backyard. And I thought I would take a moment to tell you what I've been thinking about today. Last time I was on, I was talking about John Keegan's Face of Battle. And I was reading about how what battle is like for the people that are in it, the people who are doing the actual fighting. And he has taken a couple battles that are example battles. And I already went through what they said about Agincourt, which is Shakespearean. Shakespeare wrote about Henry V. And now I'm learning about Waterloo. Waterloo, it's very famous. You may know the song. The song is actually referencing the battle, not the real battle, saying, "This is my Waterloo," or whatever, something about it. Thank you, Abba. But Waterloo is where the British actually finally conquered Napoleon, who was finally done conquering everybody else. So that's not what I want to talk about. What I'm reading about is how he's talking about what it's like for the people actually fighting. And the people actually fighting had to do it on very little rations. This is quite a while ago. Gosh, shouldn't I know the date? I don't know the date, but it is not that long after the American Revolution, so early 1800s perhaps. And they didn't have really good food preservation. So they did not have meals ready to eat. What they had was meals that you could cook yourself. They had kits, maybe Blue Apron could have given them a few things, but these were stuff that had to be cooked. And so they would say, okay, finally we can rest, we can sit down, we can take the raw meat and the meal that we've been given, like rice or whatever it was. It takes time to cook this stuff, and especially when you're out in the field of battle, it takes time to start a fire and then get the water boiling, and then, water boiling on a fire isn't as hot as fire on your stove, so they had to get that boiling, and then they had to, and then the raw meat had to be cooked. So what happened repeatedly for the guys, they wouldn't get fed, the soldiers. They wouldn't get fed. They'd be like, oh God, we don't have time to stop. Okay, keep going. And then they'd be like, okay, we can finally rest. Somebody start a fire. Let's cook our food. The food would just start cooking. And they'd say, we got to go, mobilize, go. And they would have to dump the food out. Oh, somebody's joined. Hey, they'd have to dump the food out that they hadn't even had a chance to eat. And I felt so sorry for these soldiers. I'm like, I don't know if I would have done it. I'd be like, yeah, I'll mobilize in 15 minutes when my food is done. When I can eat my food. But that's not what happened for these soldiers. And I thought, this is what soldiers have now in the army. We figured out how to preserve food. We figured out how to keep food. And they have MREs, meals ready to eat, which is something my Memorial Day veterans would know about. People who've been in the armed forces understand that a meal ready to eat, hey Charles, is not a delicious thing. But on the other hand, at least they didn't have to dump over their food before they could eat it, like the guys in Waterloo did. And that's one of the marvelous things, one of the things I like to learn when I'm reading history is stuff doesn't change, all the little things have to come together for soldiers to be able to do their soldiering and to fight wars. And that hasn't changed. You have to move stuff from here to there. And we keep thinking, hey, you know what? I got this food thing figured out. And you know what else I was thinking? I was thinking, damn it, I've been on Weight Watchers since last September, and I've been having to grapple with how to eat. You can't, I mean, you know, if I wanted to stay on my plan and I want to be all, you know, in my skinny jeans, then I better have this stuff ready. I better not go to a party hungry, because I will have several hot dogs and I will not have the desired end that I want to have, which is losing weight. Hot dogs are tasty, but they are not good for losing weight. So you think, you know what, I got this figured out. Oh yeah, you think you got this figured out? Psh, no problem. I will have food. I've got it taken care of. No problem, no problem. It's all good. No, I got the same problems that those people in Waterloo had. I better figure out how to have my stuff ready and have it there. If you don't have it right when you need it, and if it's not all the way ready right when you need it, too late, too late. So food is something that is just this human constant. We think that we got it figured out, and that's what's irritating about food too. Why can't I just eat like once a week? No, you have to eat several times a day. I mean, technically you could live for a while if you don't eat, but not really, not for very long. And you can't march for 20 miles a day like these soldiers had to. Well, it turns out they did, but they were tired when they got there, and that was part of what Keegan was writing about. So thinking about what we've got, and we think we've got it figured out, but we keep running up into our own shortcomings. I keep thinking, thanks, Darlis. I keep thinking that I got this sorted out. Yep, I'm good, got this figured out, got this handled, and I keep tripping over myself, landing flat on my face. Go back in, please. All right, my daughter's coming out to join. So just all these human frailties that we've got going on. We've got all the same things we've had for a long time. And we don't get to quit. Turns out it's always there. All of the humanness that we've got in all of its glory and all of its weakness. So that's what I was thinking about. We're just never done. We're going to always be right there with ourselves. So let me know what you think. What's your food at Waterloo? All right. Well, I'd love to continue the conversation. Let me know if you're watching the replay. Okay. Bye.